All right, welcome back. We are doing Alfred's Adult Basic Piano Course. Book 2, the song is Scherzo. We're on page 16. I'm going to play through it one time, and then we'll talk about the details. Okay, so let's talk about all of these little parts. The song's kind of divided into 3 parts. The very first part starts us off with a tempo marking of andante moderato. So this is just kind of like a little bit slower than moderate because andante is like a walking speed. So I think if you look at it on Google, it's like a 92 to 102 or something like that on your metronome. Look it up to double check. And we're starting off in the key of D minor, so our hand is in D position. So here's middle C, we're just starting one above on D, and the left hand is actually doing the same thing. There's bass C starting on the D here. Now as we play this, I would recommend actually practicing your chord changes so that you can actually do these simply, okay? Now, a lot of people do this. Now, what's happening with my hand as I'm sliding up and down? Try to find a good mid position for your hand placement. So when you're playing, you can just shift to the other chords like this without having to do unnecessary motion. And the other thing you'll notice in the left hand is that as I'm playing, there are rests. So it's 8th note, 8th rest, 8th rest, 8th note, 8th rest, 8th rest. That's how these things are divided. So don't do this and try to switch right at the last second. You're actually supposed to hit and let go and be ready for the next one because the resting sound there, we want the chord sound to dissipate. We want it to go away. It sounds different if we do, because the chord is harmonizing for the 3 notes above when we hold it, but we don't want that. We want this kind of short. And for the dynamic range, it says MF at the beginning. So that is mezzo forte or medium loud. So just kind of like your average volume. When we get to measure 5, however, it says PP, which means pianissimo. That's very soft. So we try to get into this kind of off in the distance sound. And then the following measure, they change it to FF, fortissimo. So actually extremely loud. Until we get to that point. So I just got to the second measure of the 3rd bar on page 1, and you'll notice my left hand crosses over. So as we play that part, it says LH3. You can use 3, you can use 2. It doesn't really matter, but your left hand is going to cross over and hit that final note, which is a D. Now we move on to the next section of the song. So it says we're going to be playing in the key of F major. So just as a review, F major has the same key signature as D minor. They are relative keys, except if we played a D minor scale, it would start on D, and an F major scale starts on F. But they both have the B flat in the key signature. Now the other thing you have to pay attention to here is it says we've changed our speed. It says allegro, which is fast. So if you listen to the recording, if you have to rewind it, I'm actually going, I've totally increased our speed. We're playing a completely different tempo until the end of the song. So just remember, that's why I'm increasing my speed. It's not because I just felt like it. So as we play through this point, we will be jumping back on bar 2 of page 2, back to the D position. So as you finish this, you're back to D minor now on bar 2 of page 2, and you're still going to keep the same speed. It says piano, so we shouldn't be playing too loud. Same thing here. Oh, let's talk about this part. So I was just in the original D position, and as we get into the 3rd bar of page 2, you'll notice the chords are now in the treble clef on the page. It probably looks confusing. All that's really happening is the right hand is moving from that middle D position up to the treble D now. So we're going up here, and the left hand is moving up an octave to where middle D was. So it's like the right hand and left hand are switching positions, and the right hand's going up an octave higher. Still going to keep the same stuff. Now the very end, it says, accelerando poco e poco al fine. So that's accelerate a little by little until you get to the end, but it also says both hands 8 VA. So if you were here, this is where we left off, we're going to move up again and be even higher. So as we play, we're going to finish up there, okay? This is still a repeating of the patterns that we were playing before, but we're trying to go faster and maybe louder. It also says in the lyrics below the notes, it says presto, prestissimo, bravo, bravissimo. So presto is really fast, okay? It says that at the bottom of the page. So we should be trying to accelerate a little bit more than we were doing before. Now, if you're one of my students and you're having trouble keeping the beat and keeping things even and so forth, don't worry about the tempo stuff. You can keep it all the same speed. I don't care, but try to make sure that you're keeping an even tempo and maybe try to throw in the dynamics. Maybe play softer in places and get louder in other places. If you're not struggling with these things, then try to do the speed changes. It just depends on how comfortable you feel at this moment in the book. Remember a couple things when you're playing. Always have your fingers a little higher so you're up by the black keys. Okay? Try to keep a relative tempo, and as you're practicing through these things, notice any mistakes and try to figure out what they were and the plan to repair them the next time you try it. Don't just go oops and start over, because that makes you do 4, 5, 6 problems. A lot of times it's going to take you way longer to get it corrected because you don't know what the problem was in the first place. Okay, I hope that helped anybody watching the video. If you have any questions, feel free to throw something in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you're looking for piano lessons, you can look in the description below, and it will take you to my website, and you can contact me online. First couple lessons are free, just to see if you like it and if it works for you. And I thank you again for watching. We'll see you guys next time.